Hi beautiful mama, I'm Aida and this is my beautiful daughter Aisha, and in this video I would like to share about postpartum, my experience, what I've gone through and how I dealt with it like at the first month, and then how I'm dealing with it still right now, breastfeeding and 9 months postpartum. So if you're also going through postpartum and you're feeling alone, I hope this video will help you in some way, and I hope you can find some sort of answers to your own questions. So let's get started. First of all, I would like to say postpartum is hard. It's just too much. I think it's even harder than the pregnancy itself. I think nobody prepares you for the reality that comes after having a baby. It's like in one day everything changes, from not having someone to having a completely new baby that you have to figure it out, the motherhood, how to be a mom, and learn a lot about the child that you just gave birth to, and recovering from C-section or even the vaginal birth. But honestly, I would say C-section is a lot harder, I think, to recover. Yeah, it's a lot. All the mixed feelings that you have during postpartum, and I think only those who have experienced postpartum will understand what is it like to go through all that comes with the postpartum. Because I was one of those persons, because I have a sister and I have my sister-in-law, and at that time I wasn't understanding because they were not acting normal to say the least. So yes, like I didn't understand, and my mom's explanation to that was like, she's pregnant, like be gentle, like no, that's the all explanation that I had towards the way they were at that moment. But right now I completely understand like what my mom meant by saying so. It's hard. I always loved kids, but I also was the person who was pretty much annoyed with the little kids on the plane. And right now I have a lot of empathy and understanding toward parents. I have a lot of respect towards them for their patience. And Aisha is pretty good traveler. Like she's great on the plane. Like she's really good. I'm not complaining, but I understand right now other people and how challenging it can be. So the first things first, like I think one of the changes that happens at the beginning after giving birth is, and that affects you the most, is a loss of sleep. Like you don't sleep, like your schedule becomes completely messed up, and that makes you on a survival mode. I think that really, even right now, thinking back to the first month, I don't remember much. It's like my memories are so foggy, and like when I try to think what was happening back then, or remember how she was right now, I look at her, she's already 9 months. I was like, oh my gosh, like she's already so big. How was it like when she was smaller? Of course, like, she's so sweet and you are overwhelmed and happy to have this little baby, but at the same time, like you are really on a surviving mode. And loss of sleep affected me, I think, a lot. That leads to another one, like you have pretty much energy only to take care of the baby and you forget about self-care. That affected me a lot. Like I'm the person who used to like journaling and meditation, like doing yoga. Like I'm that person who enjoyed doing all of that. But after Aisha was born, like I completely forgot. I even stopped wearing any sort of makeup, and was also didn't make me feel good. Loss of sleep, no self-care, like always feeling tired, and that makes you feel also like triggered by the very small things. The good part, okay, like my postpartum was not too bad, because I have a lot of things to be grateful for, and she is a blessing for me, and she came with a lot of blessings. Like, my life changed completely, but it changed for the better. So in my postpartum, like, I cannot complain to a lot of things. I know that there are people who's going through even worse things than I did, but it's just my experience. So by saying all this, I also mean that I had help. With my mom helped me, my sister-in-law, brother-in-law, they were all they were all with me, and I also had help, like cleaning the house. Like, I didn't have to worry about many things, but still, you're the main person, main caregiver for the little one. Aisha is the baby who needed to breastfeed a lot. And she loves her contact naps. Pretty much I would stick to her. Even that was making me feel tired and triggered most of the time. And my mom being with me at the beginning, it helped me a lot. During the day, she would take over of Aisha. She will go for a walk with her, and I could catch up on sleep, and that was making me feel much better. So I think the real postpartum for me happened after 3 months, because my mom was with me the first 3 months, and after that she left back to Kazakhstan. We're in Bolivia right now, and we also moved from one city to another city. That's when I left completely alone, all by myself. Like, I think here the real postpartum kicked in in a way that I started losing a lot of hair. I had a problem with my teeth. My skin was breaking out terribly. So, like, this is the postpartum, when the real postpartum was happening in my life, when my mom left and I really lost, like, a lot of help. And moving to a new city, that added a lot of stress for me as well. That's when also was happening, like, some sort of conflict with my husband. That leads to another thing that came postpartum. It's miscommunication in a relationship, because even right now there is a trend on TikTok going on that how much relationship changes after postpartum. I know some relationship changes for the better, some relationship have its own problems, and in my case, I think the main reason was miscommunication with my husband. We were having some sort of arguments about our parenting style, and mostly the disappointment that I had, it was about the expectations that was not fulfilled, and that led me to disappointments. And the thing is that he didn't even know that I had some sort of expectations from him. I think it's important to talk before the baby arrives. Like, I will talk about it later, like, to the tips and the things I learned about, and I would share the feelings that I had, like, about miscommunication and the conflict that we were having with my husband is that I felt a lot of unfairness, that it felt like for me that only my life changed so much, in a lot of sense, like in everything. It felt like only my life changed and his didn't. That he could do whatever he wanted and whenever he wanted, but I couldn't do those things. I couldn't do whatever I want, and I was completely like my freedom was completely gone. Having a child, it didn't affect his life as much as it did to mine. And I understand it could sound like it's a victim mentality, but during postpartum you don't think clearly, like really you don't think clearly. You just loss of sleep, loss of awareness, self-care, all that like leads to you're not aware or you don't think clearly about what's going on. You just react, you survive, and that leads also to a lot of kind of arguments between you and your partner. So yeah, that's the challenges I had during postpartum. But right now, 9 months later, I think it's getting better, and there are things that helped me to get back to myself and feel much better, and to find some peace and to adjust to a new life of having this little pumpkin, to have her, and to try to enjoy parenthood, to try oh, she wants to try to find things like a happiness and new way of living after having a baby. So please let me know in the comments if you're going through what's going on with your postpartum journey, and how are you feeling. And if you're feeling down, please know that it's gonna be fine. Just you can go through this. You did already, and you did already amazing, and you will do even better. So please let me know. Don't go through this alone, and I hope you can share with me, share with other people who might see these comments. And I would like to give you my love and support, because I understand what it feels like. So that's, I think, all what I experienced during my postpartum. And in the next video I would like to share the tips and my advices and lessons, how I dealt with my postpartum and what helped me. I wanted to record everything in one video, but this lady is getting bored. Right? And thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed for my channel, please do give a thumbs up, and we will see you in the next one. Say bye. Bye bye.